welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Wise. Today we are looking at the next topic, that is the double attack. So if you remember friends, when we were doing the earlier themes, spin, fork, destroying the defender and all that, so that time I missed this topic, double attack, because we were doing, already we had done knight fork, but this time I have included it because now we are moving to the intermediate level and there will be some positions where double attack is very important to know, because what happens, like knight attacks two pieces, is a knight fork. Similarly, double attack means when one single piece attacks two or more pieces at the same time. So this double attack can be either attack on actual two pieces, as I said, or sometimes it is a mating threat. One threat is of mate and another we attack some piece. So here we will see some positions which are easy, some are intermediate level. So I have mixed it a bit because in the easy section I have not covered this. So let's get started here. What we see here, that white, this is just the opening is going on. So we still see that white is a bit active over here, in spite of it just being an opening. See, the queen is active, attacking b6 and f7. Rook is on the open file. Bishop on f1 attacks a6. Knight on f3 developed, knight d2 not very active but still developed. So we can say that white has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces which are fully developed. Bishop we are counting because it is white's move now. So bishop can take on a6. So 5 developed pieces. And if we look at black, see, black's pieces are not active. See, they are also open. This queen has got some place, but it's not attacking anywhere. Knight on b6 controls these squares. Still, but it's not near to the anywhere, it doesn't attack near the white position. Only the a6 bishop attacks f1, 8 rook is supported by the knight, so there is no pin over here. But the other problem that black has is the king in the center. So see, things fall on the same color. See, king on white, this bishop on white. So both are coming on the same color. And the check, we note that queen can give check from the same white square. So white started with the move bishop takes a6, and then knight has to take. Even the rook takes, it will be similar. Let's go one by one. So knight takes the bishop, and now see, if we do the move qb5 right now, which in fact works very well, because after qd7 we can take the knight on b6. But as we know, the side who is piece up, or here like is about to become piece up, he wants exchange. So first rook into a6. Now knight is attacked, rook is attacked. So rook takes a6, and now queen check from b5. So black played ke7, and now we see queen takes a6. Do note one thing, after rook a8, it looks like queen will move and then rook a1 check and the rook will be lost. But there is no such problem because of the move qd3, and after rook a1, knight can go to b1. And next move castle will be there by force, and the knight will be supported, pin on the knight will be gone. So white had to see little bit more here to ensure that he is not losing back the material. Let's look at the other line quickly. So after bishop a6, rook into a6 is possible. To rook a6 also same, and in fact we transpose rook a6, knight a6, queen check, ke7, and again we get to the same position. Queen a6, again same stuff, rook comes to 8, then queen has to come to d3, and after rook a1, knight b1. So we actually reach the same position in this case, but sometimes it's not same. So we should still calculate and try to check the lines whether actually we are transposing or not. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next position here. This position is a bit complicated, I would say. Let's see some weaknesses here. I told you before also, whenever we look at attacks and supports, we should try to see from one point to the end of the board. For instance, see, this rook attacks till e8, right? This line is totally clear, so we always see till e8. But look at this bishop on f1. We should not stop the attack till just the d3 square. We should see till the end of the board, till a6. In spite there are some pieces in the way. So here what we see, the bishop is capable of attacking b5, can reach even further. Okay. Second, what white noted, the knight attacks a4 and b5 both. Rook on d3 is supporting the d7 pawn. So white has few pluses here. Both rooks are active. See, rook behind the passed pawn is called an active rook. The rook on e file is on the open file. That is also considered active rook. f1 bishop, which looks useless, it's on the first rank, but it is attacking b5. Now the point is, this b5 square becomes very important because, as I told you, see, when it reaches b5, it will attack a4. When it reaches b5, it will attack e8, the square near the king. Okay. So now, once we spot all this, spotting this combination is very easy. See, white starts re8 check, but this requires some detailed calculation. Rook takes e8, d8 queen check, king e8 forced, and now comes the tactical move, rook e3 check, because this was difficult to understand how the rook will go away. And the next point is even better. See, after move like re7 or be7, bb5 would be check, and the knight on a4 would be lost, right? So black will play king f8. Now we think what? The white square is not under attack anymore, means e8 is not under attack. But after bb5, the thing what I told you before, see, one attack is on the piece actually, and the second is threat of mate on e8. Okay, now the mate has to be stopped. Knight takes c3, then rook e8 mates. So mate can be stopped by either g6 or be7 or re7. But then after g6 we just take bishop f4, and white becomes piece up and winning position. Let's look at the other line. Suppose re3 check, king goes to d8. Now here the king looks safer, but still after the move bb5, see, same story. But this is less worse. If black is smart over here, what he will do, he will realize mate is because of the rook, knight is also hanging, let me sacrifice my rook for the knight, at least I will not lose the whole knight. Now pawn takes the rook, and this knight might escape from c5 or b6. So at least he just lost the exchange. But the problem is he also lost a pawn here. So the side who is on the losing end should try to minimize his losses. So that is going to give him better play. We will be discussing all this in more detail. Let's look at the next position now. So this is the next position here. This is somewhat easy. What we note here is that the rook is supporting the knight on d3. Knight attacks the knight. One attack, one support. Bishop on g2 seems to do nothing right now. But what we see, this rook is capable of going to a8 and push the king on the white square. So this king and the knight right now belong to the white square. So white's tactic is very simple here. See, knight into d3, forced to take the knight, otherwise he will just be a piece down. And now if he does the move bishop e4, using a double attack idea, bishop attacks h7 in order to mate, and the bishop attacks the rook. Black has two ways. Either he can do rd1 check and the rook will escape with a check, then he can stop the mate. Otherwise rook can just go to d8 also. So white plays rook 8 check first. King is forced to go to h7, and now comes the move bishop e4 check. And we see that here black is unable to reduce his losses also, because only move g6 or f5, okay, whichever is played, bishop takes the rook and white wins. So this was an easy example. Outright we couldn't figure out how the double attack was happening, but after the check it became double attack. Let's go to next one. So let's look at the next position now. So what we see here, white is clearly better, okay, all pieces are active. Queen attacks f7, h7, bishop controls the f8 square, knight is ready to jump to f6 or g5, bishop on d3 can attack h7, and rook is on the open file. See, when I show you these positions, I always talk about this. White is just looking active, black is looking passive. So what I want to show you, when the pieces are really well placed, they are positioned near the king, they are more ahead, the possibility of combination is very much there, and it's very natural process. Okay, so we see that the pieces are aiming towards the king. Okay, And along with that, we are learning how to use the themes. So white plays here the simple move, okay? Knight goes to g5. Okay, now see what happens. After the move knight g5, f7 is attacked and h7 is attacked. And now black is in such a state that he cannot defend both in a decent way. Let's look at the variations. There are now a lot of variations. We'll see them one by one. First, I can defend h7 with the move nf8 and nf6. Secondly, I can defend h7 by playing h6. Okay? And g6 doesn't help because just queen h7 is won. And hardly there is any good way to defend f7. So this knight g5 move is a simple double attack on f7 and h7. So let's see some nice mating motives here. Okay, after the move h6, very simple, queen takes f7 check, king has to go to h8, queen e8 check. Now see, king has no place on h7 because of knight and bishop, knight f8 forced and queen f8 checkmates. So h6 is an outright blunder. Okay, let's look at the next move, knight to f8. After knight f8, there are two simple possibilities. One, we can just take bishop into h7 check. Now if knight takes h7, then qh7 is checkmate. After the move knight f8, bh7 check, king h8, then knight f7 is also checkmate. See, the bishop cannot be taken by the king, queen is supporting, knight's attack on h7 doesn't matter because knight is giving check, king cannot come back to g8, so it is checkmate. So black played knight f6 in the game. Here qf7 looks very good, but in fact it's not necessary. Simple, bishop h7 check again. If king moves to h8, then knight f7 is made. Okay, immediately white wins. And as we saw in the previous line, after the move knight h7, there are two ways now. We can go queen f7, queen e8, which will win. Also queen h7 is mating one because king cannot go back to f8. Okay, so that is all about the double attack position right now. Positions were a bit mixed in nature. In the next series, when I will be doing more about intermediate level positions, I will move ahead and go to little higher level. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.